Hi, we're the Solace family, and these are moments from our around the world trip with our two kids. We first started in South America, made our way to North America, and now we're in Asia.
We flew into Colombo, Sri Lanka, then drove over to Kandy for a bit, later took a train down the center of the country to Ella, and to complete our time here are driving down to the southern coastal city of Unawatuna. We are so sad to be leaving Ella today, especially Miss Sienna, who made good friends with the little boy who lives at the hotel we were staying, Leon. She doesn't want to leave. But we are also looking forward to seeing the coast along the south in the Galle and Unawatuna area where we shall be staying. Google says it's about 4.5 hours by taxi. We shall see. Pardon my face, it's hot in this taxi and Sri Lanka in general. Hopefully the next 4 hours go smoothly. We are driving down to Unawatuna and look who we spotted by the roadside. What are you doing over there? Hello! We also didn't realize that we were going to pass through several national parks, and so we ended up seeing a lot of beautiful wildlife in southern Sri Lanka, including elephants. So if we ever make it back, we definitely need to take a safari here. It's just wild elephants and buffalo chilling by the roadside. No big deal. This is probably the greatest road trip I've ever been on. Driving from Ella in the center of the country down to the south coast, we've passed so much wildlife without really even trying or making an effort. They're just hanging out there waiting to say hello. This view doesn't quit. There's a baby elephant we spotted out here, hanging out with his family. We make it down to the southern coast in the Unawatuna area because a central theme of our travels is water. We love the beach. I mean, a lot of people do, so that's not a huge shocker. So first order of business is not only going to a beach, but it's also finding a beach club because by this point we haven't eaten in 24 hours and we're all starving. So we go to the main beach in town and we find the nearest beach club that looks like they're going to serve us breakfast, and wow, was that a good meal. First day in Unawatuna, and we're heading to the beach via tuk-tuk, of course. Woohoo!
This is so much fun! So fun!
Feels good.
Officially the funnest beach name to say. But first, some breakfast. The breakfast spot.
Time to go in, bedtime's over. Whoa, great wave.
Breakfast is served. Dal, sambo, roti. Best thing ever. Every day from here to eternity. After having several breakfasts and a nice big swim, we got dressed and we walked around the town of Unawatuna a bit, which is really cute. It's full of fun shops and places to eat, and we definitely did more of that because I felt like we were just hungry all day.
Okay, let's roll.
By dinner time, we had arranged to go back to our Airbnb where our host and the neighbor had arranged to make dinner for us.
We ended up having the best meals from our host in Sri Lanka, in Unawatuna, that we had for our entire trip around the world. Out of all of the food, this was the best, and I looked forward to every single meal.
Oh, hi, my love. How you doing?
Oh, come here. Oh, my boy. I love you so much. Thank you for your paper.
You watching the show? It's a peacock
Way up there.
in the tree.
Right up there, Hannah.
There's a peacock in the tree. while we were down south, we also wanted to see the neighboring town of Galle, which has architecture that reflects the country living under Portuguese, Dutch, and British occupation. We just took a tuk-tuk from Unawatuna over to Galle and are going to explore some of Sri Lanka's colonial past. What are you ordering, Sienna girl?
I got a strawberry milkshake for me and a banana milkshake for Simon.
Ooh.
While there is a tremendous amount of planning that goes into something like a intercontinental global trip, every place that we go to, we always reserve some time to just wander around with no plan at all. And it's usually wherever our noses and stomachs lead us, which is, I think, a pretty good way to go about things.
And that's exactly what we did while we were in Galle. We just basically wandered around the historic area and the waterfront, and we ended up seeing a beautiful sunset and having a lovely coffee to close out our day there. What a beautiful day in Galle. But now it's nighttime and we must head home so the children can sleep. Our last hurrah in Sri Lanka was another beach day, but we were out to find a tree swing. Sri Lanka has a lot of swaying palm trees that kind of jut out onto the coastline, so it's not uncommon to find homemade tree swings dotting the coastline. We are in the Unawatuna area trying to locate a nice area to swim. We had a nice one the other day, but of course I wanted to go to someplace new, and the tuk-tuk driver just kind of dropped us off. And so now we're in an area that's very pretty, but you can't swim here, so we're going to keep walking until you can swim. Well, this is turning into a little bit of an adventure.
Sea glass.
Whoa, Nana girl.
The reason we sought out this beach was because of the tree swings, and when we did find one, there was a little wooden sign on it that had a painted price on it. And when there was a man who was there attending the swing, and when we offered to pay, because Sienna wanted to go on the tree swing, I mean, what kid or adult for that matter doesn't want to go on a giant swing that goes over the ocean? He absolutely refused. He said, kids do not pay, they're gonna love it, right? And so I just thought that that was just a wonderful gesture, like that he wouldn't let something like something like money, right, get in the way of having a child be a child.
After spending some time swinging, we decided we needed to eat again because apparently we're always hungry. And we were just gonna walk down the beach to what we thought was a restaurant within sight. But
It turns out that these two beaches aren't really connected.
The crabs, there are a lot of creepy crabs on that wall back there. It's okay, Nana. We made it.
we had to walk through a little bit of high tide where we were pressed up against the wall, and it turns out the wall had like 50 crabs living in it, and they all came on at Sienna.
It was like
She's
Indiana
like,
Jones.
Spiders! Because she thought they were big, scary spiders. I was like, oh, there's no spiders here. Thinking, well, of course there's no spiders. No, they were giant little crabs.
It's okay, Nana. You made it, my brave girl.
We each have a kid on our back because we're trying to take them across rocks and water. And all of a sudden I hear Sienna screaming about spiders, and I'm thinking, well, what is she talking about? Because we're in the water, so there's no way that's possible. And I look over my shoulder, and it's a huge wall of black crabs that are scurrying everywhere because they're terrified of us. But of course, this is terrifying to a child who's just looking and seeing crabs everywhere.
So now here we are at the beach that we wanted to be at.
What is this life? We did have a little bit of excitement getting there, but we ended up having a beautiful sunset dinner on the beach to close out our time in Sri Lanka.
We came to Sri Lanka to see the 8th wonder of the world, Sigiriya, but we're leaving with so much more. Between our host families and friends, other travelers that we met, and of course, all of the delicious Sri Lankan food.
And now we are headed to our last stop in Asia. As we've made our way all the way across the continent, we are going to the United Arab Emirates.
We'll see you there.